casserole.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of ERP. That's right, ERP, three little letters that tonight stands for Earl's Ragu Pop-Up. You ever opened a book and had ragu just shoot into your face? Try Earl's Ragu Pop-Up. That's not what you meant, but that's what it is. I know. Mama's secret. Oh, God! Ragu Bukaki. Anywho.
Oh!
Bugaki?
Ragu kaku.
Yeah, Ragu Kaki.
Ragu kaku.
Trademark. Okay. Oh, we lost a viewer. Excellent.
You can't just claim trademark. That's not how that works.
No, that's exactly how it works. Anywho.
Trademark.
Shit! Alright. Picking up where we last left off. The Devil's Advocates, arriving in Rivermouth and assisting Hollis Tide in dispatching a number of pirates that had come up upon the docks, took in the sights, sounds, and beverages of Rivermouth, discovering a drink known as a party popper that gives you a prize every time. Spending some time alone in their rooms, not only extracting potentially wereshark from Zane and Zaz, but secrets from a book that Quirin has still held over my head since I let him take it at Redwater. The Devil's Advocates then, pushing forward with their mission to meet up with the Blodkrigga tribe of Goliaths in the Iron Golem Peaks, sought the advice of Hollis Tide, who cryptically informed them that the best time to head in that direction would be at night, as well as he provided them with the horses he promised. Heading into the mountains, the Devil's Advocates followed the tales of a sailor's story, reaching a cave that shone in the night with the light given off of a lava lake contained within. Entering into the cave, the Devil's Advocates found this magical artifact that they are told might be the perfect gift in order to align themselves with the Blodkrigga tribe. And upon attempting to take it, summoned the Guardian living beneath the lava lake, which was a seven-headed pyrohydra. After getting, let's say right crispy, the Devil's Advocates went into full flee mode, almost. And of course, once again, the DM was foiled by the use of banishment, because that's a thing. Because, fuck me. Taking your prize, and the crystal sphere it was held within, Mo, you cast Identify on this object, and discovered it to be the Well of Many Worlds, a legendary item, which those of our watchers who have played D&D for a while, you may be familiar with the Well of Many Worlds. But essentially becoming a large portable hole that leads to a random plane. Outer, inner, elemental plane, etc. So, that is where we left off. So, Devil's Advocates, to paint the scene for you. Mo and Alaster, I believe you guys took the brunt of the attack from the Hydra. You're both still a little toasty. You're still a little hurt. It is nighttime. Just having passed the point of evening and being dark. Oh, no, wait, sorry. It was about midnight, if I recall, that you left. So, I'd say about now with your travel, it's about 3 a.m. You're probably pretty tired, but you can sleep through the day. Mo, you have just passed on to everyone what this item is. So, Devil's Advocates armed with this knowledge, what would you like to do?
There is absolutely no way that I'm going to hand this over. We don't even know if these people are humane.
But, well, nothing saying we have to hand this magical artifact over.
But were we told that it needed to be something super special? The thing that they said before, that Hollis said, was a deck of cards. We do have that magical boat. although I don't know what they do with it, but all I'm saying is that the alternative of finding something and maybe having a problem with them is better than having them either go somewhere or let something from somewhere else out.
Just a
Easy for
side.
you to say. Oh,
So go ahead. Just a side note for DM. For though everyone except the Laster and Mo, you've said it. So it's Queer and Zaz and Zane. He says just a deck of cards, but you do remember a former adventuring companion having a deck of cards that could summon illusions. Just a note. Sorry, Zane, to cut you off. Continue.
no, it's okay.
Okay.
But if they
Alright.
if they don't leave and they just open it, they've opened a doorway to God only knows where. We thought we thought the things in the show were bad.
You went. Sorry to chuckle. You went full robot for a second there, Mo. So what we heard was you thought the things in the full.
The show.
Sorry, that was funny. Sorry to break the mood, but that tickled me. Sorry, continue. Oh, there you are.
My connection is bouncing up and down.
Discord. Oh, Discord. Mine's been a little iffy too. So for those watching, if we do get a little robot-y, we do apologize, but the internet can only do so much for us.
I think that's better.
Yep, there you go.
Alright, I had to close Twitch. It
Ah,
is a Twitchless night for Mo.
all right.
There are too many variables with it. We don't know, and we've seen a lot of shit come through some portals. And I don't know. I think we'd be stupid to, start giving people the ability to open portals. God, imagine.
Hi.
Imagine. Wait, what do you?
Well, I'm up for giving my ring of speak with animals and my gelatinous cube lint roller.
If I might, I do still have that book, and I'm pretty sure DM would it still be identified as like a wondrous item, the Tome of Understanding?
If I recall, upon its use, it ceases to be magical for 100 years. If I recall, let me quickly double check that. That is a very fair question.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tome of Understanding, correct?
Yes.
Oh, my internet appears to be. If it was in a bed, it would need to change the sheets.
Because it loses its magic, but I think it's still identifiable as like, oh man, this is Tome of Understanding.
Magical loses its magic. Yeah, because what RAW here is the manual then loses its magic but regains it in a century. So I'd say, due to the fact that it is going to regain it in a century, there would be a latent magical energy given off by it. Not exactly powerful, but it would be identified as being relatively magical. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hear me out. Let's exchange this for that. Well, tell them what it is, 'cause they would want to know what it does and then maybe use it. Luckily, it takes 6 days for them to use it. Hopefully, we'll be gone by then. Yep. But I plan to be gone by that point.
I'm covered for disguises.
That's just his face.
DM.
Yes.
How long does polymorph last? As long as, or is it an hour, or is it?
Are you talking polymorph, or are you talking your Mask of Many Faces?
Polymorph.
Polymorph would be an hour.
Okay.
But that would just turn you into a creature. Mask of
Yeah.
Many Faces lets you cast
Disguise
Disguise
I
Self.
know.
Yeah, at will, though. So you can use that as many times as you want. So each one of those is an hour. Those would be your two
Okay.
hidey holes.
Well,
Ooh, screamy kitty.
another option
Let me just let the
is-
cats in.
and I will take a hand axe out of my side.
Yep.
Right. Well, I could cast a spell on this and make it a magic weapon. It'll only last an hour if I can keep concentration, but that might be able to get us away if they fall for it. I mean, I could cast a spell and give it to somebody else. It'll still be magic. That's a fair point.
We also should think that they might want that, I don't know, their temperament. They might just start taking things from us if it comes to it. And we have far more magical items that we do not want to part with than ones that we're willing to hand over. My weapons, Az's chair.
That's not on the table.
No, it's a chair, not a table.
God damn it.
Oh, that music swelled at a weird time. All right. All right.
Bad.
At this point, you guys have you've only been awake for about I'd say at this point probably like 3.5 hours.
Oh.
Mo, you could probably sleep. You could probably fall asleep right now if you wanted to. The rest of you, you feel like as much as you want to rest, the odds of sleep are unlikely. So if you guys want to take a long rest, it would be a sleepless long rest. But you would have to sleep later on in the day, otherwise you would take a point of exhaustion. Congratulations, welcome to college. Your sleep schedule's fucked.
Then nothing matters anymore.
Yeah.
Why am I multi-classing in so many different degrees?
That was good. I enjoyed that. All right. That was good.
You're just becoming
So-
like a coffee wizard at this point.
Coffee wizard. Yeah, caffeine wizard. All right. So it's fairly quiet actually on the Iron Golem Peaks right now. Though it is, the winds are slowly beginning to pick up. And you look forward kind of where you are after Mo proposes sleeping, and he looks pretty rough. And you look and you see that the path before you does indeed begin to move at a sharper incline. You are now reaching the point where it stops becoming very steep rocky hills and is moving towards the concept of a mountain.
I was never used to the mountains. I come from the coast, so.
Mo just passes out.
I'd put the piece of cloth away first. but
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look down, Mo is asleep.
Well, that kind of made up our mind, didn't it? So I guess I'll start setting up a small camp where we are.
Okay. So, like I said, Mo's pretty much the only one at this point who's probably body is willing to let him sleep. So, at this point, we will consider this a long rest.
Yeah.
If you guys choose to take it, I will be rolling an encounter table because you guys are out and about. However, you're all technically on watch. Okay, so I'm going to take that into account. So, because this is a conscious long rest for all of you, you have 8 hours of downtime, with the exception of you, Mo, of course.
Mhm.
Is there anything the other 4 of you, would like to do during those 8 hours while you're waiting? It can't be anything too strenuous, so it can be like reading a book, it can be...
I'm going to get that piece of my armor back from Quirin and try and fashion it back onto my armor.
Okay. How do you do so?
That is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it's a lot of like trying to make it stick. Like,
Okay.
It's just gonna be a lot of. I don't have any tools.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, this is just gonna be a.
Sorry, what's he doing? It cut out.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to be trying to fix the piece of my armor that got shot off that Quirin picked up.
Oh.
If
Okay.
only I could athletics my way out of this.
I'm going to say...
Maybe I can intimidate it into submission.
Yeah, definitely not. You don't have any tools for it, eh?
I have nothing.
Okay, go ahead and make just a general intelligence check here for me then,
Oh
Blaster.
boy, okay.
Which I know is your strong suit.
12. Better than I thought.
12. Okay. You're kind of sticking it on. You can see that it's actually a fairly clean break. Nothing that obviously couldn't be fixed in the right situation. This isn't the right situation though. You assume that you need some kind of either adhesive or something to make 2 pieces of metal melt together.
I will cast Searing Smite at first level. So my sword lights on fire.
Your sword lights on fire?
Yeah. What? What?
Okay, that's what I was waiting for.
I
So,
was like, I wonder who has mending.
I think a lot of you do. Everyone except Alastair, I think, actually.
I don't have
No, you
any.
don't?
No.
Okay, so, Alastair, you watch as Kurin just kind of holds it, and there's a quick kind of like, I don't want to say a flash, but kind of a glint off of the armor, and magically, it is repaired.
Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I'll look at the sword that is still on fire. Are there any, like, anything that is alive that's not my friends around me?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Not bad. Oh, not great. 6.
Quirin, you watch as he looks around for anything that's living, and you kind of do that slow pan as you see a small kind of black and red speckled lizard kind of just looking up at him confused. Alastair does not see it, though.
How long does this last?
You look for a lot longer than I'm comfortable to describe.
Over a minute, for sure. Then
I'd say you look for 6 minutes.
okay, sure.
Yeah. It's so dark. This fire does nothing. Zaz and Zane, what are you two spending your 8 hours on?
Zane's first gonna brew some tea.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Easy enough to do. What kind of tea is it, Zane?
That's a good question.
And I'm going to say that you probably, at any point, were able to pick up a couple tea leaves for relatively cheap, as it's tea.
Yeah, Zane's had some since, like, ever.
Oh, yeah, you bought that in session 0.
Yeah.
You did. That was the first thing you did, was went and bought
Zane
tea.
has had teas since ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually, yeah.
Big oof.
Scott, shut up.
Anybody that drinks Zane's tea dies.
What kind of tea is it there, Zane?
It's like a green tea based kind
Okay.
of tea.
Yeah. Oh my god, the cat.
Okay,
All right.
let me get the other cat.
Yeah. While Zane's brewing tea, Zaz, what are you doing?
Zaz is taking the time to actually do his trance thing.
Okay, so yeah, you're just going to take that. Yeah, because I guess you don't actually sleep. So, all right. So that would be 4 hours of the time. Is there anything else you want to do with the other 4 hours, or?
Following that, just keep an eye out, see if anything.
Okay, so I'll get back to you in a second then, because you're going to be looking about. I assume you take your trance in the first half of the night and look about for the second half. Okay, Zane, are you back?
For the record, if Quirin didn't get in the way of Alaster, I probably would have waited for that to happen and then take my trance. But
Okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. So let's say you took the trance after you realized there wasn't going to be a show.
disappointedly,
It's disappointing. All right. Sorry, Zane, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've brewed your tea. Something you're fairly adept at. You like to brew your tea during your studies. It kept your nerves down. What are you doing with your tea? Are you distributing it? Are you having it for yourself?
I'm offering it out.
Okay, so at this point, I'd say Zaz has just entered his trance. Quirin and Alaster are there. Zane offers you both tea.
Absolutely, thank you.
Mo's just there. Mo's there sawing logs. So you guys have your tea. You have your little mountainside tea party.
You
Okay.
know what?
Something tells me these cups are comically small.
Yeah,
What's-
he is.
What's a tea party without cake? Zane pulls out the blueberry cake he's been saving.
Okay.
How
So
long ago is that from?
Is it still good, DM, or is it just gone?
It's got a couple spots that you might want to scrape off.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Zane hoards his things.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's stale. It's got a couple spots that are starting to get a little questionable, but you can pick them off. And honestly, Zane, I'd say being the son of a baker, you know enough that I'm just gonna cut these into small slices, and you make, I'm gonna say, like a mountainside biscotti.
Zane sprinkles dust of deliciousness on it.
There you go.
Oh, yep, I'm in now.
There you go. Okay. So mark down, I'm going to say because it was one thing, that's one use of dust of deliciousness.
I avoided
Okay.
this entirely.
So I've only taken one slice of blueberry cake and distributed it?
Well,
Or
no,
just
I'm going to
cut
say
it
you put the dust all over the whole cake,
Uh-huh.
and then you've taken the cake and you've sliced it into little basically stale cake biscotti shaped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, little lady fingers. Well, not quite as soft, but little Zane fingers. Ooh.
Zane, without hesitation, pops a biscotti into his mouth.
Yeah,
It's real good.
you can do whatever you want, man. Try it both ways.
Okay, it gets. Quirin, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh no. Roll a 1, you've got scalding tea all over your hands.
18. Okay, sorry, Soldier Boy. You Sorry, I was distracted by the moon. We have a beautiful harvest moon here tonight. It caught me off guard as I looked at the window. You are able to pour just enough tea onto this biscotti to soften it up. It doesn't crumble. It doesn't fall apart. Looks nice. Well done. It's real fucking good. Real good. So just be aware you three have disadvantage on wisdom saves. Okay.
This is a lovely evening.
And it's like nighttime, right?
It is like
It's past midnight.
it's like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Like it's late. You guys left.
So we have actively ruined our sleep schedules.
Oh yes, you guys will be tired later on in the day. You can press forward throughout. Everyone, with the exception of Zaz and Mo, will get a point of exhaustion if you do not sleep in the next little bit, though. But you are taking what's considered a long rest, so make that clear. So a little while passes by, Zaz. You do pop out of your trance. And you said you're just going to look about.
Yep.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Can do. Doodly doodly doo.
Doodly doo. Doodly doodly doo.
18.
18. Okay. Just get my percentile dice here. Zaz, you kind of look around. You're looking up at this mountain, and just kind of taking in its size. And you kind of look past it. You see another peak, and another, and another. And at this point, with your elf eyes, you really do notice the scale that the Iron Golden Peaks are, acting as a large natural barrier. And as you're kind of sitting there, kind of awestruck by just the size of these mountains, to your left, up the mountain that you're on, you notice a small glint, almost like a reflection off of a mirror. It's a fair bit away, a fair bit up the mountain, but there appears to be something that reflected a little bit of moonlight in all of your direction.
Okay, I'm gonna relay that to everyone who's awake.
Okay.
It was a fair distance away, right?
Yeah. It was a tiny little, almost like a pinprick of light up the mountain.
Can I take a check to see what it is?
Yeah, after Zaz tells you, I'd say that you would probably look up the mountain. So go ahead and make a perception check for me there, Zane.
Perception?
Yep, be perception.
Oh, fuck me. I mean, 9.
9. Yeah, you look up and you really don't see anything. You kind of gather there was probably a momentary notice of just something that kind of caught his guard. There doesn't appear to be anything obvious up the slope.
Okay.
All right.
Zane's gonna take his... He doesn't really have a cloak now, does he?
No, not really.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Disregard me.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do as the morning comes? Okay. All right. Mo, you wake up probably around 11:30. Congratulations, you can all take your long rest. I assume Mo needed that.
A big yeah.
Yeah, big yes. Wake up. The rest of you, I'm going to say, with the exception of Zaz and Mo, obviously, the other three there, you guys have approximately, I'd say, between 4 to 5 hours of travel before pushing any further than that without sleeping will give you a point of exhaustion. What would you guys like to do?
Gonna pack up my stuff and
Yeah.
kind of look at Quirin for the direction to travel, and
Okay.
Do we know how far this can't? No.
as
Quirin. Now, I'm not trying to profile. You lived in a similar situation in the mountains. How far from like normal ground was it? Do you think maybe they're in a similar... But at least a day, right? Well, you speak giant, so at least we can communicate.
I thought there was something about heads on sticks we were supposed to look for. So they're not like trail markers or anything. You know what? Let's just go until we figure it out.
Before we start, I'll summon the familiar and
Okay.
have it just kind of circle.
Oh, that's weird. We'll give it a hot second. Some internet issues going on tonight. That's weird.
Yeah.
I think everyone's having some issues. Check.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's more so for stream.
Yeah.
Stream, can you hear Queer now?
Yeah.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. That's bizarre. Anywho,
If you can hear Quirin, text 1 to ERP.
don't.
That's not a number.
It is now. Anywho,
I'm gonna get on my horse and lead the way.
okay.
Mo,
Hmm.
can that thing move away from you? The bird, I mean. Can you have it scout ahead?
Yeah. There is a... It's not really a problem of how far it goes. It's after a certain distance I can't see through it or control it unless I've already started. And I'm sure being blind and deaf while riding a horse is not the best idea.
If you
Yeah,
do
right.
that, no, you will have to drive or ride with somebody else.
Yeah, you could ride with someone else.
There would be an extra horse, as a note.
We'll
You
just
could tie that
the
horse
reins,
to another horse.
tie the reins of that horse to the tail of the last horse.
Caravan. It's up to you guys.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, whatever I can do to help. Sure.
Cover up your armor.
Oh, all right. And I'll take the cloak that I'm wearing, make sure the black side is out.
Okay.
Make myself into a Aragorn sort of.
Wow.
Sort of. Wow.
Okay. All right. So, Quirin, you're leading the way.
Yep.
Let's get you to make a survival check there, bud.
Oh, just before we start, are we wanting to have me look through to control it?
That would be
Is
your
that the-
choice.
That's your call.
Sure, I'll do it. Who wants
Okay.
to pair up?
So, whose horse are you getting on there, Mo?
Dane will.
Okay. So you've got, just to be aware, Mo, you're probably going to either have to hug around Zane's waist or sit in front of him, just so you don't fall off. Because right now it's just touch for you. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just sit behind him and kind of do the girlfriend thing on the
Yeah. Okay.
motorcycle.
Just hold him.
Yeah.
Zane, it's cozy. Who is taking Mo's horse? That's an extra.
I'll grab the reins of that.
Okay,
kinda
so
hold
I'm
them
going to
in
get
the offhand.
you to make an animal handling check.
Sure.
Okay, so Quirin, 19.
Yep.
You kind of look around for what appears to be a trodden path, and there isn't anything that initially comes out recognizable to you. Eventually, you head slowly up the mountain in the direction that Zaz had pointed previous, and you do begin to notice small markings on rocks. It's a circle with a single dot pointing on one side of it, on the inside of the circle.
For me.
What's that? Sorry. What was
Cut
that
out
saying?
for me. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
cut
no
out for
worries.
me.
Okay, one sec. It's just a circle with a dot pointing in that direction. You do recognize this as a typical Goliath marker, actually.
Yep. Gonna follow it and try and look out for more.
Okay, a Laster, a 12. It takes you a bit, but you are able to wrangle Mo's horse to follow. Doesn't seem very cooperative, but it goes. So, how long are you guys traveling for?
I believe that's up to Quirin.
You said we have about 6 hours of travel before we start taking exhaustion?
4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
And we left at about 8.
No, you left about 11:30.
11:30? Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, stretch it until dusk around there. Or
Okay.
close to dusk before we start slowing down.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. All right, let's say you push until 4:30, 5 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay, until your stomachs start rumbling. How's that sound?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to say we're only going to need one perception check as well as Mo using the Raven stats for a perception check. So one person plus Mo.
I'll go.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
There you
Natural 20.
26 and 23.
Wow, a 19 and wow. Damn, guys. Well done. Okay, so Zaz, you look ahead and you notice Quirin following these trail markers. You do happen to notice a number of other ones. Some of them appear to be scratched out, and new ones are obviously placed. And you notice as you get further and further in, as each hour passes, you notice maybe 1 or 2 more trail markers that appear to have been either like chipped away off of the rocks, or some kind of charcoal or dirt has been packed into them to hide them. And each time you pass, when you kind of look where they're pointing, and it appears to be a different trail. Mo with a nat 20. You notice a little bit ahead, probably another half day's travel, maybe more, what appears to be a chasm and a very rough-hewn like log bridge crossing it.
So about a half day's travel.
Near the about near the end of the day, you notice this bridge down the path, probably a good 5-6 hours travel away from you.
There's a chasm.
And it's, from what you can tell from your burb, it's a pretty deep chasm. And the bridge itself looks pretty old as well with a nat 20. As well, you know what, with a nat 20, I'm going to say you notice, and you're a little high up and far away, but you do notice strange piles of rocks kind of around the path in that area that appear a different color, strangely enough.
All right.
So, with that, you guys reach the end of your traveling day. What are you guys doing?
Is there any caves or anything to like set up shop in?
Make a perception check. You know what? Make it with advantage. As you are from the mountains, you know where to look for these things.
Ooh, 13. Thank God there was advantage on that.
Ooh, big oof. Yeah, you do notice a small cave, if you could call it that. It appears to be more of a, almost like a rock awning, if you will. Kind of an inset area that looks like it could protect you from the elements.
Gonna go over there.
Okay. All right. Quarian leads you over to this rock outcropping. What would you guys like to do?
Start setting up camp.
Start setting up camp. Okay.
Going
So
to just look out the cliffside. Kind of take in the view, I guess, while that's happening.
Okay.
we have a slight obstacle that I was able to see with my bird eyes.
Bird up. Dun, dun, dun.
There appears to be a rather large chasm with a bridge, but the bridge looks very old, and there's a few piles of weird colored rocks. I don't know if that's they stood out, so but a challenge for tomorrow.
I mean, how wide is this chasm?
If you were to hazard a guess, Mo, somewhere between 35 to 40 feet across.
I will relay that.
Well, as great of a jump that I have, I don't think I can cross that. Someone sane could polymorph someone into a giant bird, and we could fly everyone across. I don't know about the horses.
The horses?
When we get to the bridge, we'll figure that out. With the different color rocks, there may be something to help out around there.
Mm.
For now, whoever's going on watch first, make sure to watch above us as well. Things like to come from above. I'm gonna curl up and go to bed.
Okay. Now, are you guys just curiosity? How do you set up camp? Is there a fire? Are you guys just kind of roughing it in the night? What's going on here?
Most of us have dark vision, right?
Yeah, Zane doesn't care. He's got dark vision.
I
Yeah.
don't have dark vision. You said like a rock outcropping. Is it like kind of like a rock shelf that's like
Yeah.
peak over us?
Yeah. Just maybe like 10 feet high. Just kind of curves over. It looks like something a long time ago had eroded through here and created a nice little pocket. Basically.
I'd say maybe set up a small fire in
Okay.
there.
All right. Just for those, because who doesn't have dark vision? Is it Queer and
Me
Mo?
and Mo, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Can never remember if half orcs have dark vision. I know I should make a note of that. I can never remember. Okay. So you guys, Queer, you said you're going to sleep.
Yep.
I assume people are going to be taking watch.
Yep,
Zane will take first watch.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
I'll take second.
Okay. Last or second. Anyone on third?
I'll go.
Okay. All right. Zaz, I'd say for the second watch, when we're Alastair's awake, you can, you're probably awake, more or less just kind of maybe resting your eyes, but you will be fully awake, not in your trance, as this goes.
Hmm.
So, first watch, Zane, you're all alone. What would you like to do?
Watch.
Okay. Make a perception check. You never know.
Okay.
You might have something on your agenda.
Oh, that's bird up. That's not a roll.
Bird up.
Dun, 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 dun. Oof.
Mountains
We're
are
doomed.
a little uncomfortable for you, Zane. You're not exactly where you're supposed to look. In the meadows and the fields and even the forest, it's a little bit more obvious. Look behind the trees or look on the horizon line. In a mountain, though, with it being such a strange landscape with different outcroppings and whatnot, you're kind of looking around at loss, and you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. But you look around and you don't see anything, and your watch passes peacefully. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're sitting there looking about?
Not really.
Okay. Moving on to second watch, we have Alaster.
Alrighty.
Laster, Zaz, do you make it known that you are fully awake, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Zaz is there too.
Perception check?
Yep, perception check from Alaster. Zaz, you can make one too if you'd like.
I will.
16.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay. Yeah. Zaz, again, Zaz, you find yourself actually perplexed by the lack of moss. You're looking around for fungus, and you're maybe looking for something new for the mothership during this time. Alaster, 16. Oh, that's interesting. Right. Alaster, you look out, and you eventually begin hearing footsteps coming down the mountain towards you. You don't see anyone quite yet, though.
I'm going to tap Zaz on the shoulder and point in the direction of where I hear the footsteps.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of dark, but as you both kind of peer around one of the rocks there, you see a rather large figure, probably between 7 to 8 feet tall, really quite muscular, kind of dragging a what could be considered like a large war mace, very crudely made behind him, as he kind of steps into the ambient light given by your campfire there. You both appear to be face to face with a very, very old orc.
Oh.
As he kind of rests on his warhammer and kind of looks at you both. Thinks for a second. Hello.
I'll just respond in Orcish.
Okay, that makes this a lot easier. He kind of looks relieved for a second. He kind of squints his eyes at you with a kind of a curiosity, and then looks you up and down. There's an understanding. And he responds in Orcish. He goes,
Good evening. Or morning, I suppose it would be.
At this point, it's probably midnight at this point.
Okay.
Like 11, maybe actual midnight. Kind of looks and goes, just looking for safe passage, wondering if you have food to trade.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on, let me check my pack. And I'll grab some rations and hold them out.
Okay.
While he's getting stuff in his bag, I want to just kind of like take a step ahead. Hello, I'm Zaz.
He kind of looks and he thinks for a second. Hello.
Hello.
Oruk.
Hello, Oruk. Then I'm just gonna go sit down and like not really give a big attention, I guess.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's as he's make a hand gesture different.
He looks you up and down and goes, I can see the camaraderie. He kind of reaches into a pouch and he pulls out what looks to be a very finely skinned wolf hide. This is all I have.
Yeah, I don't need it. I really, he's more of a moss and lichen kind of person. You know what? You keep it for when you come to the next people who might need something.
And I don't understand what they're saying, right?
You just hear like like kind of like
Guttural.
that kind of thing. Guttural, very very vowel heavy, actually. Not as many consonants as you expect, but more or less you see the orc pull out a pelt, and Alastair kind of wave his hand no. You can read body gestures pretty easily, body language and such. He takes the rations from you, Alastair.
Do you need anything else? Do you want a couple gold pieces to help you along your way?
Where?
I don't know where you're going. I can give you gold.
Gold won't do me any good.
Would you trade information?
About?
Garumsh. Do you know anything about him or his lineage?
Looks over at Zaz and looks at your sleeping companions. Yes. Oh, rip. Welcome back.
Really hard. I keep cutting out.
Oh, it's just the internet's being a little weird tonight. He kind of looks. There's a hesitation there for a second. Alastair, he goes, "Yes."
This is information purely for myself. That's not the thing.
Okay.
What would you like in exchange for that information?
You don't stab me in the back when I walk away.
I would never do that. You haven't heard me or my friends.
Ask you questions.
Does Garumsh have blood relatives?
Some claim they are.
Would one be the son of Garumsh? Garumshar? I believe that's the name you gave me.
Yes, it is. He looks at you for a second. That would be him.
Do you know where this individual is?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. $26.
He looks at you, looks at your companions again, looks behind them. Yes.
What would you like in return for that information?
You see his eyes go to your sword.
This is kind of a part of me. Can I offer you... Are you seafaring at all? I know you're... Or trade in magical items with other people?
No.
No. Would you have use for talking with animals?
His eyes kind of narrow at you for a second. No.
So I had a ring that I could let you have that talks with animals.
I don't need to hear what they have to say to me before I kill them.
That's fair. That is fair. I've got dragon's teeth. I've got...
I can't tell you exactly where he is. But if you continue along this mountain range long enough, either you'll find him or he'll find you.
Well, I appreciate that. What did you say your name was?
Oguk.
Okay. Alasta. And we are the Devil's Advocates. If you happen to come by anyone looking for us, we're not here.
DM,
Yes.
is there orcish words for devil's advocates?
Rock.
Devil's Advocates.
Devil's Advocates.
It's like the French word for entrepreneur.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, there is actually.
Okay.
It's Doruk Arukar.
All right.
Yeah.
DM, how long have I been asleep?
Yes.
Okay, I was just...
You've been asleep for probably about, at this point, 5 hours.
Okay, so I'm not waking up anytime soon. Alright, I'll shut the fuck up.
Okay. Kind of looks you up and down. If anything comes following me, point the other direction.
Absolutely. And I'll hold my hand out to shake his.
He tentatively he does that manly thing where you like over squeeze.
Yes.
Make a strength check.
Yes. This is what I live for. Strength check or strength saving throw?
Check.
25, nat 20.
Natural 20. Kind of pulls back and shakes his hand. It's like kind of like ow. It's like, He's like, thank you for the rations.
No problem.
He begins walking past you. He turns around, kind of hesitates for a second. He looks at you and very solemn look on his face. He goes, if you start hearing whispers, don't listen.
Sound advice.
Turns and you, as you're hearing this all in Orcish, and he kind of turns to you and goes, Zaz, and nods.
What was his name again?
Oguk.
Oguk. And nod.
His eyes narrow, looks at you last and goes, he is a strange one, and walks away.
I'll fill in Zaz on I'm gonna leave out the Groomsh and Groomshar stuff, but yes.
Okay. All right. So, rest of your watch goes by pretty uneventfully. I'll ask you fall asleep. Zaz, I think you were the one taking last watch.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and make your perception check. Again.
Can do. Boop.
Fuck off.
I did really good.
You kind of think back to what Mo said about the bridge, and you kind of look down the path a bit. Your eyes are kind of following where you can see it being a path well walked. And you note that Oguk was not coming from that path, is the first thing you note. Eventually, you do very, very faintly in the distance hear the sound of very heavy hooves, and your head kind of snaps to that direction, and you see that reflection of the moonlight again.
Is it a pretty good distance or is it pretty close?
If you were to hazard a guess, probably the same distance as that chasm Mo mentioned.
Okay. I'm gonna start quietly waking people up.
Okay. At the end of your watch, or by the end of the night there?
By the end of the night.
Okay. At the end of the night, you start beginning to wake people up. Quirin.
Yep.
You're right underneath the rocks. Yeah. Quirin falls back asleep.
Oh, God. Quirin's up. It's an excellent alarm clock.
I'm gonna pass along what I saw. I heard the prints and saw a little
Okay.
reflecting thing.
What's the light situation?
At this point now, it's the sun's past its sunset point, but it's still morning, so it still has that really nice orange kind of glow about the day.
Bird up in the air.
Bird up.
Yeah.
All right.
It kind of doing those. Not. I don't want it to be circling because that would imply some sort of vulture to a. So I'll just have it kind of soar in a a wide circle.
Okay, just wide circle. All right. You guys getting back on your horses, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Come on, Dustin Klopman.
This means Dustin Hoffman exists in my world. You realize that, right?
No, it's just a horse I happen to name Dustin Klopman.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a childhood friend of his.
Tanner, there's a shout out on Twitch for you.
Oh, is there?
Tanner, this is Ranch.
Oh, good. Good.
I heard
Good.
that story.
I'm good. I'm glad this is ranch. I'm glad. I will remember to put it back in the fridge. I will. Anywho.
Jesus.
I will tell that story after the stream. But regardless. So, you guys are back on your horses? I assume? Yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So, who is leading the pack? Is it Quirin?
Yep.
Okay.
Zane's in the very back.
You're in the
know.
back. Okay.
Middle.
Middle.
I'll be behind Quirin.
Okay, so that puts Zaz in between Mo and Zane then.
Mhm.
All right. I'm just making a note of marching order here in case. Need, of course, in case. So, who would like to make the perception check along with the burb?
I'll do it.
All right, Quirin and burb. The 12.
10.
10.
Oof.
Okay. You travel along for a good 2 to 3 hours. It's rather uneventful, but at a certain point, the path itself becomes fairly rocky. And as it gets steeper and steeper, you notice that the weight of the horses is causing the ground underneath to kind of slip away, and some of them are kind of sliding backwards. It's getting more and more difficult to traverse this on horseback.
Yep, gonna pop off.
Okay.
Or charging up.
What are you doing with the horse?
Leading it if I can.
Okay. Rest of you doing the same?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You travel a bit further, and eventually you come to kind of almost a plateau-like section. And you look down the way, and you can begin to see some sort of man-made object. The more astute amongst you put together that it is indeed the bridge that Mo had described the day previous. And as you get closer and closer, you notice that the bridge itself is very roughly made. Instead of planks of wood, it appears to be whole logs that are tied together with rope and are held over quite an impressive chasm. And as you get closer and closer, you begin to hear the distant sound of running water. Quirin, you said you're leading the pack?
Yep.
As you approach, you begin to see these piles of very light gray crumbled stone. A much cleaner looking pile than what you would see from, say, just a regular pile of gravel or anything like that. It all appears very clean, very almost dusty and powdered. It's very strange. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to kind of put my foot on the. I'm assuming this is like a rope bridge. Or...
Kind of. You're not quite to the rope bridge yet. You're just approaching it. So you guys are just passing through these piles of lightly colored rock at this point.
Oh, okay.
How many are there?
If you're a hazard guess, somewhere between 10 to 15. Fair amount of rock, all piled up.
Quirin, is this a Goliath a thing? I don't know. Is this a marker or a...
Not the one that I've ever seen. I'm gonna slowly go over to one of the piles.
Okay.
Poke it a bit.
All right. Yeah. Some of the rocks kind of crumble down the pile and fall away. Appears to just be a pile of rocks.
Detect magic.
Okay. You cast detect magic. Nothing here really seems inherently magical. Other than the things on your persons, obviously. Yeah.
It's not magical.
That could mean any number of things, though, but just keep an eye out. Let's keep moving.
All right. You eventually find yourself at the rope bridge. However, Quirin, as you get closer and closer, I assume you're still leading the pack.
Yep.
As you get closer and closer, your horse is getting more and more stubborn. Actually, at some point, pulling you backwards a bit. And the rest of you are noticing this too, that the horses are refusing to go near the edge of this chasm. I need you all to make animal handling checks, please.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I
15.
Oh, guys.
get bucked off into the chasm, don't I?
Well, you're in the back,
Guys.
so...
So as you... Oh, my natural one. Zane, yours is the first to actually pull out of your hands as you were leading your horses. And the horse actually turns and begins running back down the other way. And slowly but surely, with it going Zane's, then Zaz, then Mo, then Quirin, and because the DC was 16, Alasters, all 5 of your horses turn. And kind of, actually, Zane, you yourself are kind of pulled as your hand gets caught in the reins a little bit. You're kind of pulled to the ground and fall kind of hard on your face. You don't take any damage, but it kind of sucked. And
It kind of sucked.
Zane, you're kind of there. You're brushing yourself off, and as you're pushing yourself up, you find yourself at face-to-face level with one of the piles of gray stone at the edge of this bridge. And as you kind of look to the side, you notice that one of the stones appears to be in the shape of the bottom half of a screaming face. As on the other side of the bridge, Zaz, you begin to hear a very familiar sound of large, heavy hooves.
Does everybody else hear this?
Yeah?
Zane's gonna disguise himself.
Okay. You hear these heavy hooves, and as you all turn, as Zane transforms into...
Gorgeous blonde-haired, blue-eyed elf.
Okay, as Zane turns himself into a gorgeous blue-haired elf, or blue-eyed, blonde-haired elf, you all look across, and what you see is an absolutely massive bull.
Ooh.
Apparently made entirely out of some form of metal. As it lowers its head, and green smoke just comes billowing out of its nose as it begins charging across the bridge. And we're going to take a break.
You motherfucker.
Good.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative, please.
This is not gonna be good.
Can I try and cuddle with the giant beast?
Yes!
No, don't do that. Ah, shit.
Yes!
13!
Oh, sorry. Give me a sec.
Oh, no worries.
9.
Oh,
Oh.
God. Damn it, guys.
Oh.
This is gonna be bad.
God.
This is gonna
Oh,
be
what is it? You guys eat shit at initiative. Okay, so what do we got? We got Quirin first with a 20. Excuse me. We got Alastair with a 13.
Yep.
We have Zaz with a 9.
Yeah.
We have Zane with an 8. And Mo in the rear with a 6. Okay, so
Actually, I'm up front, but
yeah, more or less. So that is how I've placed you guys. Zane, you did fall down a little bit. You're back here. Imagine the piles of rubble. I must have had that layer up when I exported the image file, but it is what it is. So, top of the round, Quirin, you are up. You see this giant mechanical bull on the other side of this bridge just staring you down, and you notice that it's just about to charge. What are you doing?
I really hope this works. I'm going to hop in front,
Oh, no.
and then I'm going to pop Anti-Life Shell.
Okay. Remind me of Anti-Life Shell.
A shimmering barrier extends out from you in a 10-foot radius and moves with you, remaining centered on me, hedging out creatures other than undead and constructs.
Okay.
I'm just moving my character just so I can see distances here.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so
It's a 10-foot barrier around me.
that constructs and undead cannot get by?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second here. Just double checking something here. For my own. Being a pain in the butt my internet is tonight. My
no
goodness.
fire magic on the bridge. No fire magic on the bridge. No fire magic on the bridge.
No, what on the bridge?
I can't remember if this is alive or not. I fucking can't for the life of me.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. So, Quirin, in a very strange move for him, and this confuses most of you, steps out onto the bridge in front of this massive metal bull, and you see this shimmering kind of grayish light surround him. You said 10-foot radius?
Yep.
Yep, so 10 feet around, and he stands there resolute. Quirin, are you quivering? Are you quivering, Quirin?
Oh, you're damn right I am.
Okay. All right, does that end your turn?
Yep.
It's now the Gorgon's turn.
Good.
So, not good at all. So, the Gorgon is going to take its movement and go right up to you, Quirin.
Yep.
Because it is not a construct.
Oh, thank Christ. Wait, it's not a construct?
It's not a construct.
That means it can't go near me.
It can't? It's only constructs and undead that can.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I misheard you. So it kind of rams into you and hits this barrier and kind of you watches its feet kind of dig in and splinter some of the wood.
Thank Christ.
And it's a 10-foot barrier around you in all sides.
Yep.
Okay. The Gorgon is just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. As it kind of realizes it's not going to gore you, you're going to notice that the green smoke coming from its nose begins to intensify as it just... as this green smoke fills a 30-foot cone in front of it. So let's see here. I have the cone thing. There it is there. It's a 30-foot cone. It would be right like this. Okay. So everyone but Zane. Make sure I can remember how to get rid of that. We'll do that later. So you guys... Oh, stop doing things! Ignore me! Ignore me! Oh, it's not working for me. That's weird. Anywho, so we'll just switch out this real quick. I need everyone in that front area in front of the Gorgon to make a con saving throw, please.
Add +4 because you're close to me.
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
27.
Shit! 27.
You all fail. No. Oh, I'm getting some connection issues there with map tools. Oh, there we go. So, Alastair and Quirin, you both begin to feel your feet begin to petrify. Quirin, if I recall, this is a very familiar sensation for you.
Yep.
You two are considered restrained. Just so you're aware. Okay? So, that is the Gorgon's turn.
No, go.
We're next up with Alastair.
Oh. Fuck. Okay.
There we go.
Shit. Breaking my balls, Tanner. Breaking my
I know.
balls.
I feel them break, motherfucker.
So restrained meaning I can't move, right?
Yeah, let me just read restrained so there's no I'll just read it out to you guys. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed.
Yep.
Attack rolls against you have advantage.
Yep.
And your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
And you have disadvantage on dex saves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay, remind me what that does, please.
Healing energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius. Until the
Okay.
spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use that as a bonus action to cause one creature in the aura to gain 2d6 hit points.
Okay. All right. And how long is the duration for that? 1 minute?
Concentration up to a minute, yes.
Okay. All right, so that's concentration. Zen, your turn.
I can't move, and I have bonus actions, but I don't think I can do anything.
Probably not.
So, no, it's too far away. Okay, yep.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right. Zaz, you are up. What would you like to do?
Awesome. So there's a bridge here,
Yes.
and then there's like a stream below it. How far down is the gap?
That's quite the drop. Anywhere between 200 to 300 feet.
Cool. Okay. Going about here.
Okay.
Actually, can I present here? Is that okay? Or is that like good footing, or am I like kind of
yeah.
off the edge?
It's just the dirt's kind of ended. You're just kind of standing on kind of an elevated rock area there. Yeah.
Let me just make sure. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm a little bit too far. I guess here is fine. Cool.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Thorn Whip, and with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Grasping Vine.
Okay. So, so you want to do Thorn Whip first, correct?
Yeah. No, I'll do Grasping Vine first.
Okay, so you're gonna do Grasping Vine first. All right, and Thorn Whip is a cantrip, correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so Grasping Vine again. Remind me, there's so many spells.
Yeah, no worries. Conjure a vine that sprouts from the ground. I pick a spot within 30 feet, and the vine spawns from there and lashes out at a creature. The creature must
Okay.
succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be pulled 20 feet directly toward the vine.
Okay. So, where is this vine then?
Let me just make sure I got this right.
I'm gonna give you this. Place
Thank
your
you.
vine. Okay. So it's a dex save.
Yep.
Okay, so I see what you're trying to do. I'm gonna roll it in chat, just so we're aware. let me make sure I got this correct here. Yeah. All right.
Real quick, in all fairness, did I say what the DC was?
No, not yet.
Do you want me to?
I believe for you it's a 14, isn't it?
Nay, 15.
15. It's gone up. Yeah. So here's a roll. 17.
Oh.
Oh well, I'm gonna use the cantrip.
Okay, so you're gonna use a cantrip. So that's a spell attack to hit, correct?
Yep.
All right, so go ahead and roll. 10 does not hit. As you go and you watch the first vine go and it just kind of sidesteps a little bit. You bring the second vine out, it hits the metal and you hear like a tong, like a kind of a hollow, someone hitting a really big pot kind of sound.
Mhm.
The animal or the creature, whatever the hell this is, doesn't even look phased.
Yep.
All right, that ends your turn.
Yeah.
All right, Zane, what would you like to do?
I would like to cast Black Tentacles.
You want to cast what? Sorry.
Black Tentacles.
Okay, this is a new one from you. Could you read me Black Tentacles, please?
Squirming ebony tentacles fill a 20-foot square on the ground that you can see within range. For the duration, these tentacles turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain.
Okay. All right, so it's a 20-foot square. So let me get
Yep.
my marker tool here.
I am strangely prepared for this.
Let's do that. So
Absolutely 100% prepared.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're so
what do
viscous.
you mean? What do
Why?
you mean you're prepared? What the hell? Oh, that's the deck of many animated card.
Mm-hmm.
That's very strange. Okay,
Really
so
cool.
20-foot square. Whereabouts would you like that, Zane? Like right, say here? That
Oh dear.
encompasses everybody.
Is that 20-foot square?
Yeah.
That's a 20-foot square?
Or 20-foot radius. Is it 20-foot square or 20-foot radius of a square?
It's a 20-foot square.
Okay, so it'd be something like this then.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. The point for this is very strange. Okay, so where would you like it? Kind of something along the lines of like this. Oh, I'm still in eraser mode. My bad. Something probably, I'd assume, like that there.
Covering the bridge, but still between Quirin and the Gorgon.
Okay, you want the bridge completely covered. All right.
Yeah.
I can do that. As I get better at this bullshit here. Bullshit. See what I did there?
That's exactly what I want.
Perfect. Okay, so it just makes it difficult terrain. Does it cause any damage or anything?
When the creature enters the affected area for the first time on a
Okay.
turn or starts its turn here. So would
Gotcha.
that affect it?
No, so when it starts its next turn, this will affect it, but what will
Okay.
it do?
Has to make a dex saving throw or
Okay.
take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by the tentacles until the spell ends.
What's the duration of the spell? Should
It
be at the top.
is up to 1 minute.
Okay. All right, so at the start of its turn, it'll have to make that dex save. Gotcha. Okay. That ends your turn, Zane?
Yeah.
All right, Mochacho, what do you got for me?
Mochacho.
Now, just be aware, Mo, you see these tentacles come up from this bridge where Quirin is. And something inside you tells you, I probably shouldn't step in those.
Yeah.
Yeah, just making that clear.
Just 1 second. I'm
Mhm.
putting this spell.
Time Quirin, you will be on deck.
Yep.
I'm just gonna stay where I am because I was going to run in guns blazing, but
That's probably not a good idea.
Oopsie poopsie.
idea now. So, and the cool thing I was gonna do is contact. So I gotta wait.
Oh, it's contact.
Yeah. That's a little bit further away than 10 feet, so I'll just throw Chill Touch at it, and let me get out of GIF.
GIF land. Yeah.
Happy GIF zone.
Yep.
21?
21 to hit? Yes.
Okay. Rolling. Why is it rolling damage? I'm trying to read.
He's gonna pre. He's gonna pre. He's gonna pre. Here it comes.
Gonna fucking pre.
Oh,
he's freed. All right, he's fucking freed.
He
Oh,
preed.
he freed!
Oh,
Oh,
you watch
no.
as the chill touch kind of goes through the black tentacles, and as it does, you watch as it kind of gets the chilly hand that comes out towards it slowly becomes kind of fainter and fainter as it goes through these tentacles, and eventually just kind of lightly caresses the bull. He's uncomfortable.
Just to remind you, it can't regain hit points till the start of its next turn. And I
Yep.
doubt it's undead, but if it is, it has disadvantage on attack rolls until the end of
It
my
is
next
not
turn.
undead.
Okay. I forgot
Yes.
about that part of Chill Touch.
Oh, yeah? All right. So, that ends your turn, Mo.
Yeah.
Cowirin, top of the round. What do you got for me, buddy?
All right. I don't know if I'm gonna need a roll for this one, but knowing about how the petrification progresses, there's normally like the stage where I can't move, and then the stone stage, right?
Yes.
Would I know if Lesser Restoration would work before I get to the stone stage?
Read me Lesser Restoration.
You
Just so I know if
yeah.
it works.
You touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition affecting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Okay, so make a medicine check for me.
Yeah. $20.
Okay. No.
Yeah. That count as my action?
No. No, you're just giving it a good think. I'm gonna say that's a free action.
Yeah. With that, then... Fuck. I'm gonna cast Blight.
Of course you are.
Constitution save. 18.
Con save of 18?
Yep.
Fuck off! Okay, it rolled an 8.
It was halfway there.
No.
37
if it-
damage.
Fucking Blight. Fucking Blight, guys. Fucking Blight. Okay, and then okay. All right. You watch as some of the greenish gas that's exuding from this creature kind of vaporizes in the air, and you watch as actually some of the metal begins to slowly lose its reflectiveness and luster. It looks like it hurt a little bit.
And then I'm going to end my turn, which at the end of turn isn't the petrification.
I've changed the Gorgon.
Oh, you changed it? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So Gorgon's turn. Now you guys make your saving throws.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a con save?
It is a con save, yes. And yeah, it's a dex saves as you guys have disadvantage on, so this is just a square, regular con save.
18 for me.
Okay.
22.
You both kind of sit there for a second, and you're both fairly large boys, and you're aware of what muscles you have, and the portions that are beginning to get stiff and stone-like, you kind of flex, and you can feel portions of your skin kind of flake off a little as it kind of hits the bottom of your boot. You can feel it crumble into stone. You both shrug off the effect, though. It is now the Gorgon's turn. Gorgon has started its turn, so Zane, is it a saving throw, or does it just take damage by being in that? In the black tentacles there.
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah,
Enters the affected area or starts its turn. The creature must succeed on a dex throw.
It is a dex saving throw. Okay. What is? Oh, it doesn't matter what your spell save DC is, because I just rolled a fucking 2 and it's +0. So go ahead and roll your damage.
3d6 bludgeoning damage. All right.
All right.
$15.
15 damage. All right. You watch as it kind of is looking around, confused at these tentacles and why it can't progress further across its bridge, as it kind of looks down and goes to kind of shove its hoof into the base of one of the tentacles, which just kind of reaches up and just full on bitch smacks the fucking Gorgon. And a second one comes from the other side and hits it, and a third one kind of almost comically comes up from underneath and gives it the old uppercut after the 1-2 punch. And you can kind of see it's a little dazed for a second. Quirin, is your shell still up?
Yep, it is concentration. As long as I do not take damage, I don't have to roll anything. It's up
Okay.
for an hour.
It's an hour?
Yep.
Wow, damn, that's a good one. All right.
Yep.
So the Gorgon, what's its intelligence? Sorry, that's a lot. Okay, sorry, that's funny. Okay. The Gorgon is going to back out of the tentacles, half its movement.
Isn't it restrained?
Oh, it is restrained. You're correct.
Restrained is what the...
Yeah, Black Tentacles does restrain it, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, because it failed its dex save, right? So okay, so it can't do that. Fuck, you guys got her in a nice little stun lock here. All right, it's gonna use the petrifying breath again. So that would be there has been some movement, but that'd be Mo, Alastair, and Quirin. You guys are still the ones there. Zaz, yeah, you're out of it. So if you guys can make con saving throws.
13.
Okay.
18.
8, not 1.
Oh, Alastair, just having shrugged it off, you feel it creeping back up onto you again, and you're still restrained.
Yep.
That sucks. Sorry, buddy. That ends its turn. Alastair, what would you like to do?
I can't move, and I have to hold concentration on this in case anyone gets hurt. So I'm going to ready an action if it comes close enough in range that I can hit it with my sword.
Okay, so if it comes... Okay. All right. We can do that. All right. That ends your turn.
Yep.
Zazzy boy,
Yo.
what do you got for me?
Second verse, same as the first. I'm doing it again.
All right. Something tells me you were sitting there and you had that written down. I was like, second verse, same as the first. It'd be a perfect quip. All right. So what are the saves that I have to make here?
Dex 15, and then it's going to be an attack roll.
Okay, so we're doing Dex 15 first?
Yep.
Because I know what the result of this would be.
6.
6. How are you pulling it?
Vigorously.
Which direction? Towards?
Words.
So it can go like there or right there?
Yep.
All right.
And then I'm going to release the spell.
I figured that's what was going to happen. So you guys watch as through the black tentacles, this very confused metal bull is unable to move and is just being bombarded. And this vine kind of snakes its way like Evil Dead forest scene style through the black tentacles and wraps itself around the two horns on its front. And as always, with my favorite fucking sound on earth, if it could make it, there's a as it's yanked off to the side of the bridge and falls. What do my notes say here? 280 feet. So I'm going to roll damage for it here. Roll 28 d6. So, fun fact.
Holy shit.
Only 1.
Wait,
Wait, really?
666.
Yep.
Oh, there is a 666 in there. Excellent. Fun fact, it only had 114 health. So, it was pretty good. As you guys slowly watch as this kind of metallic fades away, and there's just a boom. And almost like a Wile E. Coyote style, like little wisp of smoke at the bottom of this chasm. You guys are out of initiative order. Alastair,
Yeah.
I need a con saving throw.
Oh, you do.
Come on, buddy.
25.
I didn't want to have to petrify you, but I will.
You make me do this to you.
You stop resisting. Anywho, Alastair, you see that the danger's gone, and you're able to channel just the wisdom and the strength of the Platinum Dragon, and you're able to shove it off just as the Gorgon falls to the bottom of the chasm, and probably looks something like a car crash. Interesting control fight, guys. That was something else. Okay, I enjoyed that. That's the second fight in a row where you guys have not reduced it to 0 hit points. Instead, we're smart about it.
Some people would say it's become modern art.
Most people would say that.
At the bottom of a chasm?
Yes.
Oh, I meant the twist.
Postmodern. Okay. Some people would say it's one of the best PS1 series. Anywho, moving on. You guys now have a moment of peace as you look around, and you, at this point, kind of realize that these piles of lightly colored stone are perhaps people who didn't quite make it across the bridge, or even to the bridge in some cases. What would you guys like to do?
Are any of those petrified, like, light pieces of stone that you were just talking about there, like, close to the edge?
Yeah, there's a couple.
I'm gonna push one off the edge as I walk by.
Okay. You just like as you look, and you actually see a stone hand just kind of go rolling down the side of the cliff.
I'm just like strutting across this bridge. I'm super
no,
busy.
I'm still at the beginning. I'm still holding my spell.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Just walk into the wall.
I'd like to imagine the scene of like Alastair's, trying to arrange the stones to kind of give them their last moments, and and then Zaz comes over and kicks the pile. Like, oh, come on!
Yeet! Quirin, can you make a con saving throw for me, please?
Sure. 11.
Okay. Quirin, that's probably one of the ballsiest things you've ever done.
Yep.
And boy, do you regret it, because you have wet yourself.
Yep.
Like, you're just sitting there, like, full shaking, like, oh no. Like, you're shook.
The bridge is safe.
Are you dropping the spell?
No.
Quirin, buddy, you have to end the spell in order for us to cross the bridge.
The bridge is safe.
Yeah, yes, but it's very safe. You've saved us all. Thank you.
I'm gonna cancel the spell
DM,
and
has
just
it been
collapse.
about a minute?
At this point, yeah, I'd say that the black tentacles are slowly just starting to fade.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Let me clear that off here, as I found where the eraser tool was. Handy little thing. Alright, so you guys are at the bridge. Excuse me. Quirin, did you say you dropped the spell?
I dropped the spell, yep.
Alright.
And I am in a ball on the bridge.
Like full fetal position?
Close to, yeah.
Okay.
I made a loud noise. That was great.
You want a hand up? You alright?
Need a second.
Okay.
Can I try and roll him?
Gonna try and roll the guy in armor.
You're in a
Are
ball.
are we making a reference to that one episode of The Weekenders?
What? That's such an obscure reference. Are we?
Jesus Christ. I can't believe I fucking got that.
Why?
I don't know.
It's the
Okay.
episode where he has a fear of clowns.
And seagulls, they are a menace.
They are a menace.
Okay, moving on. We're getting on because we're not everyone's going for the weekend. Anywho, Devil's Advocates, you have killed a Gorgon by use of gravity. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go to the other side of the bridge.
All right, Alastair, I need you to make. Never. I'm joking. I can hear, man. I heard something clench through that microphone.
Just for reference,
Yes.
was that considered a poison?
No,
Okay, good.
no, it was not.
Okay, good, because I would feel really silly if I was.
After Zez
Well,
pushes me a few times, I'm gonna get up.
Okay. Alastair, being the first one across the bridge, actually, you get across and you look down and your feet have kind of settled, and you kind of look up to just see how much further you're going to have to travel up. And it doesn't appear as if you've even made any progress up this mountain. It's actually a little disheartening having, trekked so far and just, dealt with this creature. Like, okay, some kind of bridge you cross, you look, it's like, son of a bitch. We haven't even made a dent. And as you're kind of cursing to yourself, you look off to your right and you see a... Actually, you know what? Before I give you a description of what you see, make a perception check for me.
Okay. Yep. 20.
20. You see a very, very small, what appears to be a white fox, kind of looking at you, kind of almost amused from behind one of the boulders. And as it's kind of looking at you, it notices that your eyes have fallen upon it, and it turns around and runs. And you rolled a what, sorry, for your perception?
20.
You notice this fox has 3 tails.
I am going to activate the ring of Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and I'm going... Hey, wait, no, come back. Did you see that? We tossed that thing off a cliff.
No response.
I'm gonna go take... you know what? As dumb as it sounds, I'm gonna go chase after it.
You're chasing after it?
Yep.
So the rest of you kind of poking fun. Yeah, that's like the Alastair thing, doesn't it? The rest of you kind of poking fun at Quirin. You just kind of look and you see Alastair just kind of start yelling something and start taking off in just kind of an off direction.
I told him not to run away in the mountains. Make sure you keep an eye on him.
Oh, where is he going?
It's a Alastair. I don't know. No one ever knows.
I'm gonna keep trying to goad it to stop.
Okay. As you're kind of chasing through this particular, if you could call it like a pass or a path, it's less traveled. There's kind of rocks in the way, and you can find yourself climbing over a rock just to kind of see that shock of white kind of just disappear behind another obstacle. So I need you to make I'm going to allow either a, let's say, perception or survival check is what I'll say, depending on what you're going to be doing, if you're tracking or if you're looking for it.
Well, considering it's bright, it's white in mountains, I'm just gonna look for it.
Okay.
10. Ugh.
It has escaped your view. As you kind of climb, you look, and it's gone.
What are my surroundings like?
Mountain.
Awesome.
What you're looking at is, sorry, I felt like being a wise ass. You're actually kind of on a path that appears to be going slightly downwards and kind of levels out at the bottom. You find yourself surrounded by a number of large boulders that aren't exactly weather-hewn. They look like they've freshly broken off of the main mountain, have kind of rolled here. Maybe there's a foot underneath, maybe rocks fall, everyone died, I don't know. It's kind of a coarse dirt with stone underneath. You can kind of look back maybe about, I'd say, 40 to 50 feet. You can kind of see the area where you kind of turned a corner to start coming down this path.
Is there a wall I can scale to get a better view?
There is, actually. the rock next to you isn't so much a wall as it is a very steep incline. But for the sake of climbing it, it would indeed be yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so go ahead and make your athletics check. I'm sure you already know.
Yeah, 25.
25. Yeah, you're able to climb it without much difficulty. What's your movement speed? 30?
30.
And you don't have a set climb speed?
Nope.
Okay, so you're moving at half speed. You're so about 15 feet every 6 seconds. Takes you a bit, but you're able to climb this particularly steep piece of rock. Probably takes you a good 15 seconds getting up there. As you're kind of on top, you're kind of looking out in the direction it was going.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see anything, but go ahead and make a general charisma check.
$13.
You hear something to your right, but as you turn, there's nothing there. Important to note, the right is the direction you came from.
Oh.
Obviously a bit lower, but...
Oh, he said something about ghosts. Oh no. Why was I fooled by a three-tailed fox? That's like a three-headed coin. I'm gonna try and... Knowing I've been fooled quite easily, I am going to... Oh, man.
You're stupid.
As this is all happening, what are the rest of you doing? Ultimately, it ends with Quirin saying, "You're stupid." What leads to that moment?
See, this is why we should get a leash on him. Every time we go anywhere.
You know, for a guy in gold armor, we lose track of him pretty often.
But he just runs around doing whatever he wants. No one can understand.
Should we maybe put some gold towards a magical tracking device?
Is that a thing?
You can track lots of things with magic. Just have it bonded to his armor.
Or
where he is.
Alternatively, a bell.
Yes, but he could be anywhere at this point.
Sorry, I'm just imagining that you guys are fixing a cowbell to Alastair in his sleep.
Alastair, ring your safety bell. Clang, clang.
He's
you need
pretty
help,
loud.
just jump.
He's pretty loud. Do you think
jingle.
Do you think one would be enough?
Well,
Maybe
Just
more.
just to note, a bell on Alastair, he would automatically fail any stealth check. Just make that perfectly clear.
doesn't he already?
No, he has disadvantage. Severe disadvantage. Like quadruple disadvantage.
Alright,
So as you're walking, you're kind of following the way he went, or you just continue on with your path?
just
or
gonna
what's going
stay
on?
near the path a little bit, just
Okay.
go out to the trail a little bit. You're stupid.
Alastair, you hear this?
Okay. I know what direction it's coming from. I am going to cast Divine Sense, Detect Good and Evil.
Okay, what does that detect?
Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hell spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet. That is not behind total cover.
Okay, celestial fiend or undead?
Yes.
No pings.
Then I'm going to start heading in that direction.
The direction of Quirin?
Down and Quirin, yes.
Okay, so you begin heading back to Quirin. Eventually, Alastair kind of comes into sight on a rock face, maybe, 15 feet above you.
So one thing I forgot to mention, I mentioned it just as something about ghosts. I saw one and I chased it away.
Can we not have this conversation when you're up on the rocks?
Hold on, and I'll kind of shimmy my way down. No, you know what? I'm gonna try and jump and do like superhero landing.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah.
Please, nat 1. Damn it!
That 20! No modifier.
It's pretty cool. Matter of fact, he even gets the Iron Man like little crater thing that kind of shoots out around him.
For some reason, my armor goes.
I'll look next to. I'm gonna stand next to Alastair and kind of like jab him with my arm here. Ring a ding 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 ding.
I don't understand. Anyway,
So
we were saying there were there's ghosts and we're not supposed to listen to them. So I chased it away. Finger guns.
Superhero landing followed by finger gun.
Finger guns. I assume the four of you are like in a semicircle, just kind of looking at Alastair, like, what the fuck?
Just the
Well-
disapproving father.
Well, lead the way.
This is from a man who's got urine streaking down his leg.
Quirin's urine.
I was just gonna say that.
Yep.
Get yours now.
Corin, do you know anything about talking ghosts?
I know a lot about the dead, but talking ghost normally goes under the necromancy school, but closest one to that would be Zaz. Guess we're walking.
All right. Are you guys back on the road again then?
Yeah.
Yep.
I suppose it's a bit slower now as we don't have our horses.
Probably
Well, I mean,
better.
Oh, are you saying I shouldn't summon a steed?
I was saying that if the horses were there, then they would probably turn to stone anyway.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's right. Wait, do we owe Hollis a bunch of horses now?
If we go back there.
And that's if they don't make it back.
Alastair,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, as Mo talks and you turn to look at him, and Mo, you don't feel this, you see Alastair, the little fox, like on top, sitting pretty of Mo's head, kind of looking at you and kind of goes, and just kind of fades away.
Nope. There's nothing. Did anybody else see that? No. Did you feel anything?
What are you talking about?
You didn't feel a, I would say, 6-pound furry animal with 3 tails sitting on your head just a second ago?
No.
All right, let's carry on then.
All right, so heading up
When
the
we
path.
get back to town, should we have him committed?
I'm very committed. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so you guys are now heading on foot. Who's leading the pack?
Not Zane.
I am.
Okay. All right, Quirin's leading the pack. All right, so that's the case. Quirin, go ahead. You see the markers.
Yep.
So, what skill would you like to use to push this faster?
Well, they're pretty much all the same roll, so I'm just going to stick with survival.
All right, so go ahead and make a survival check.
Nine.
All right. At a certain point, you find yourself getting a little turned around. You kind of turn to look where you'd expect the marker to be, and there's not one on that rock.
Shit.
Zaz, could I get what is your passive perception? I think you and Quirin's are the same. If I'm
17.
17 for you. Quirin, is yours higher?
Mine's 16.
Yours is 16. So Zaz, you are the highest. Zaz, as you're all kind of there, and Quirin says shit, and you're like, oh joy, here we go. You feel the sun that's been kind of beating down the back of your head disappears for a second and comes back as if something had flown over top of you.
Okay, I'm immediately looking for it.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check then, please.
Yep. $14.
14. You in the air you do see several birds, but they're all either little birds close up or big birds really far away.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the group that I saw something overhead, or like I.
Okay.
Everyone
I
find
noticed
cover. Gonna start looking for something to hide away.
All right. You all, you're able to find a rocky, again, kind of an overhang, but this one's more of a, instead of a cave type thing, it's kind of a crevice that goes in a little bit. You find yourselves kind of climbing in underneath, and you hear a very strange sound. There's the obvious sound of flapping wings, but it seems different than the large flapping wings you've heard before. It doesn't have that grinding sound of stone you'd expect from a Goliath hunter, and it doesn't have that kind of telltale kind of rustle of feathers. Instead, it sounds almost like skin flapping, just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And you hear kind of almost like a loud clicking, like in silence for a second. And not too far away, you hear as something lands, and you hear that. As something appears to have flown off. A couple moments go by.
Can I summon the familiar?
Can.
I'll dive into its vision and just
Okay.
see if I can follow the noise from
Okay.
afar. See what it was.
You're kind of listening for the noise, and eventually what you see, Mo, as a raven, is you see this large, almost reptilian-like avian creature. Best way to describe it would almost be like a pterodactyl. As you see it from the back, as you're flying, you're kind of following it, and you see it appears to be kind of careening off to the left. And you hear in the front, you hear this kind of clicking sound. And as it turns, you notice that it doesn't have any eyes. And you're listening as you hear a get really, really loud from behind you, as suddenly your vision and hearing are cut away from the familiar.
Okay. Slight problem. I'm gonna try and summon the familiar in front of me. Nothing.
Nothing. Familiar has died, yes.
Well, I have to reanimate that at some point. They're giant reptile birds, and they have no eyes, so I assume they track via sound. So, we're fucked.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. I just dropped my D12.
Classic Mo, we're fucked.
I've been burned. I've almost been burned to death. I've lost my familiar. We have no horses.
And I'm wearing a cardboard belt. Sorry. That's a very obscure reference. I do apologize.
It's okay. We mentioned the Weekenders already.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Welcome to the mountains. Let's keep moving.
Why do you live here?
I don't anymore. Gonna get out from cover and keep going.
Why would anybody?
All right. So you guys are a little on the lost side.
Gonna try and backtrack and go back towards where I knew the markers were.
Okay. So you find yourself... Oh, excuse me. Find yourself kind of backtracking. You're not entirely sure the exact spot you lost the marker, so I'm going to get you to make either a survival, perception, or investigation check. You have
All
to
of us?
justify... just Quirin, if he's the only one. If you guys are helping him look and he explains it to you, then you guys can all.
Yep, I'll explain about the markers and everything.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys, I'd like you to justify to me which one of those skills you're using and why. Because there's multiple ways you could be looking for it. You could be like feeling rocks. You could be tracking your own footsteps. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna be using perception.
Okay, perception.
I'll go perception.
Just looking for them.
Yeah,
Okay.
just looking for it.
We're looking for those little landmark stuff, right?
Yeah, the little circles with the dots. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
were the checks we could do?
Perception, investigation, or survival.
Okay, I guess I'll do investigation. Sorry, I'm good.
Thanks,
Not
Eeyore.
here, right?
All right. I guess I'll use investigation.
I'm gonna go survival.
Survival.
Quick question before I roll.
Yes.
Do I see this this fey being, this fox creature?
Depends on what check you're doing.
It would be survival.
Roll your check then.
12.
No.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Zaz.
Uh-huh.
It takes a bit, and as they're all kind of looking around, you being probably a little bit better traveled than most people here, you've gotten lost before, and the first thing you know to do is to just look for footprints.
Yep.
And you follow them back, you lead the group, and eventually you do find a marker. And you kind of look around, you decide, okay, wasn't this path? You look up ahead. With your passive perception, you're able to see another marker. A little bit ahead on the path. You guys continue traveling. Just for a little bit. Not too long. Before, again, you guys feel the sun disappear from above you for a split second from the shadow of something above you. And you all now begin hearing this. What are you guys doing?
Trying to keep track, and if it gets any closer, trying to find someplace to hide.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You kind of look up and you see these creatures now. They're quite grotesque looking. They're kind of a sickly lime green color. More mouth than it is head, with spines coming out of the bottom of its jaw, from what you can see. And there appears to be like a yellow membrane underneath its wings. You notice that every time that sound is made, their mouth is open and their bottom jaw is kind of vibrating a little. So, at this point, I need you all to make stealth checks.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Are we all in close proximity?
Yes, you are. You're walking.
Hold up on those checks. I want to cast that one spell.
Pass without a trace.
Yes, please.
Okay. I will allow it.
Thank you.
So that would be a plus 10 while you're close to Zaz, right?
Yep.
Okay. And those in heavy armor, the clinkety-clankety type.
Yep.
That's disadvantage, so that's Mo, Alastair, and Quirin.
25.
That's with disadvantage? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the plus
Well,
10, yeah.
17 for me.
32. Oh, no, 20.
Okay, 20. Alastair with a 13. Ooh, buddy. You're all moving quite silently, finding yourselves kind of almost James Bond, like maybe kind of almost comedically hiding behind rocks and, sliding across walls and whatever shadow you can find. And as you're moving, Alastair, you go and you kind of put your hand up against one of the walls, and you watch as a larger rock, maybe somewhere in the size of like 2 to 3 inches in diameter, not quite, a big stone, but just awkward sized rock, kind of rolls off of your hand and hits your armor. Ping! And there's a silence for a second. And you hear getting closer and closer. What are you guys doing?
Can I cast?
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
I was just
I'll
going for a
go.
cave. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, what a Canadian
Yep.
argument that was. Oh, that was funny. All right, let's start with Zaz. Zaz, what would you like to do?
Can I cast Mold Earth to kind of just like make some kind of noise in a different direction?
You certainly can.
Cool. I do it.
All right. So what are you doing with Mold Earth to make that? Are you making something fall over? Are you cracking a stone in half?
It's mainly just like what's around us. Just mainly like rocks.
It's like rocks. There's kind of like a gravel-like patches here and there. Very like dry, dusty dirt.
I'm gonna see if I can kind of loosen up a rock to shift.
Okay.
Kind of move.
So that's relatively easy to do with Mold Earth. What is the range?
30 feet.
30 feet. So you guys all kind of duck behind a stone as Zaz, very quickly thinking, looks and sees a kind of a bulbous section of a stone formation. And just you see him move his hand and you watch almost like force, like as the stone just kind of rolls down, and no more than 20 feet in front of you, you see this absolutely massive creature, possibly like a 20-foot wingspan, just collapse down on it, and its maw just kind of hits the ground as it kind of recoils, like kind of looks around for a second. I need you guys all to make a stealth check again, please. It's real close.
Are we still getting that plus 10?
Yep.
Okay, 26.
Oh, sorry, I only rolled 1. I thought I put in
Oof.
2.
That's fine.
16.
17.
I don't like those numbers, boys.
Okay,
Well,
Mo,
That's 21.
Yeah.
All these nat 20s tonight.
You guys sit there, and Zaz, having just moved, you find yourself in an awkward position, trying to slowly bring your arm down without making a sound. Quirin, you're shaking, and you're finding it really hard to stop your body from making the plates on your body kind of cling and clang as it gets real close. And as this creature's face gets real close to you, you know the lack of eyes and the lack of nostrils, but it's open mouth, and instead of where a tongue should be, there's like this bulbous, fleshy kind of mass of flesh, just kind of quivering as the it stops, it backs away slowly, and it becomes still. What would you guys like to do?
I'll just lie down on the ground defeated.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
How far away can I summon my gelatinous cube?
That's a damn good question. My internet is being an ass tonight. 1 sec here. There we go. Not sure. I might need to call my internet service provider. Let's see here. Uh, 30 feet, within 30 feet of you.
Okay. Summoning my familiar is an action, right?
I believe it is, yes.
And I'm not able to cast a cantrip as well, or can I do? No, I can do both.
If the cantrip is a bonus action. Well, no, if you were casting a bonus action like rank spell, then you could cast a cantrip if it was a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
But right now we're not in initiative order, so it's pretty loosey-goosey right now, depending on what you want to do.
I want to mold Earth in a different direction.
Okay.
And about where I shift, kind of like the Earth, I want to summon my cube.
Okay. So you're molding the Earth and putting your cube right there?
Yep.
Okay. The Earth kind of shakes and falls as there's like instead of like a pop, there's like a as this tiny gelatinous cube just kind of appears in the ground. And you can hear off in the distance, you can hear that. And a moment goes by. And another moment. As you all kind of look and you notice that the cube is swallowing a rock. There doesn't appear to be any more movement.
Let's
Is
keep
Mo
moving.
actually laying on the ground?
Yes, I am.
Mo's having a bad time here.
I'm gonna try and nudge him a little bit. Keep moving.
Get up.
I'll get up. Defeatedly.
Keep trudging along.
Yep.
Okay.
Corin,
So-
I understand why you're so miserable.
No, you truly don't. I love this place.
Love, this is awful. I'd rather go back to the Shadowfell.
So are you guys moving silently?
Yep.
Yes.
So first things first. Stealth checks.
How long does that spell last?
It's an hour if I recall. Or 10 minutes I think to pass.
Pass without trace?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's up to an hour.
Is it up to an hour? Okay.
14.
20.
Okay.
23.
22.
Okay. And Zane, team there.
Did Zane just fuck it up for everybody?
No.
Alaster's is lower. Okay.
Oh, good thing
On
I'm not
occasion,
Alaster.
Yeah, good thing. God, they're gonna eat Alaster first. Thank fuck. Oh, it's advantage.
Action axe.
There's a moment again where Alaster, you kind of shift your armor in a weird way, and you hear like a clink as two of the plates hit each other, and you just kind of hang your head like, son, bitch, and you all freeze at this sound. And Zane, with the next lowest roll, you almost gasp. You have that like. It's silent, and it's still. So, Quirin leading the pack. Could I get you to make a survival check for me, please?
Come on, stop being complete ass. 17. Not bad.
17. You're actually able to find quite a few of these markings, and there appears to be almost like a crossroads now at this point here, where there's kind of multiple different directions you can take. And obviously there's no set path through these mountains, but you can kind of see where people have walked before or where they could think to walk. And you look at all these different markings, and like I said before, some are scratched out, some are filled in. It looks like their route has changed quite a bit over time. And eventually you find one that looks relatively fresh, actually. As in, the area that's carved out hasn't been worn down and colored to the same color as the outside of the stone. Like, you can tell that it's been freshly carved. I assume you're continuing to follow the mark?
I'm gonna look around for any other mark.
Okay.
Just in case.
Make a investigation check, then, please.
Investigation. 20.
20. You do find another mark. Filled with relatively fresh-looking brown dirt.
Can I see a spot nearby where it looks like been picked up?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Gonna come back. Slowly get everybody together. Alright. We are getting to new markers, and I don't know if that is marking a new path or them trying to trick us down a different one. They've been very good alright now, but we are going to have to move carefully from now on.
Zane nods.
Right. Watch your footing. Watch the sky. And stay with the group.
Gonna look at Alastair.
I'm trying my best.
Alright, let's keep moving. Gonna go down the new path.
The new carving or the covered carving?
The new carving.
Okay. You head down the new carving. Off in the distance, you hear. Can I get you all to make stealth checks, please?
Still within that hour?
You are.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh, Spaghetti-O!
Oh.
Oh, Spaghetti-O!
Wait, I gotta roll twice.
Oh,
16.
33.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. 23.
Who has the lowest?
Same with 15.
Zane with a 15.
And me with a 16.
Zane.
Yeah!
As you're walking and being as quiet as you can, somewhere in the back of your mind, you hear, "Come home." And you let out an audible gasp as the whole party turns wide-eyed. And you hear the
I'm
you all
going
wait
to
for it.
try
ahead.
and shuffle to be closer to Zane.
Okay. You wait for it. And nothing happens. I'm not rolling too well. You're all very lucky.
Oh, my heart.
Keep pushing.
Go ahead. Make your survival check.
Who's
8.
making a survival check? Oh, Quinn.
It'd be correct. What was it?
8.
So, Quirin, as you're walking, you're kind of looking around and you're feeling quite anxious about whatever these flying creatures are. And you're paying attention more to the sky than you are to feet below you. And as you go and take a step, you feel the dirt give way. Can I get you to make a dex saving throw for it, please?
It. Am I close enough to Alastair for the +4?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. 19.
19. All right. Could I get you to make a stealth check for me, please?
With severe disadvantage.
You know how 5e is. You can only get one
Yep.
level of disadvantage. So
17.
17. You find yourself about to slip, and you land, and you kind of land on your back, and there's like, Kung! But you wait, and you hear, followed by a second pair. As two sets of the sound becomes getting closer and closer, coming from in front of you towards you. And eventually, you hear as they appear to have stopped moving towards you. But they are in front of you. You don't see them quite yet.
I'm gonna slowly grab a rock. Slowly get up.
Okay.
And then try and chuck it as far as I can off to the right.
Okay. You look off to the right, and you see that the edge of the cliff is probably in throwing distance. And you throw, and you can still hear these two creatures. As you throw your rock, it does indeed hit some stone and make a sound, but you don't hear that clicking noise anymore.
Huh. I'm gonna turn back to the rest of the group and just kind of shrug.
So, did we hear them, like, flap away?
No. You can still hear them.
I'm just like motioning for like any interaction or anything.
I'm going to slowly take my sword out. Because I've got a plan.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just gonna wait.
Yep, I'm gonna inch forward very slowly towards the noise.
All right. As you inch forward, you come across a set of two evergreen trees that you're able to all hide behind. As you peer around, you see these two large, pterodactyl-like birds kind of slamming into the side of this rock face as they're trying to get their massive frames in between this boulder and this huge rock wall, as if there's something they're hunting behind it. You kind of crank your head just a little bit, and all you can see behind the boulder is a tiny little shock of pure white. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
This is bad for my heart. Fuck.
All right, so we will pick that up next week. Hopefully we see you all. Well, figuratively speaking. I had fun. I'm not sure about the rest of them. I think some people might have to go,
Gotta
go to the
love the mountains.
just go start cleaning out their fucking pants. I know Quirin does, so.
Secret tunnel.
You didn't. Everybody. All right. So as always, bon nuit.
Bon nuit.
Oh my god.
Bon nuit.
Goodbye.